to our Robotadventures review of the TV show, the Orville Season 2, Episode number 4. That was long. Lot to say. Stand by. I have no script. Oh. But I did jot down like 4 points. So yeah. As I mentioned in a previous video, there's a lot of polarization between the Star Trek Discovery camp and the Orville camp, and we hate these people, and we don't like this show, and this is I'm not on those teams. I'm in the I like sci-fi. I want to see sci-fi, so I'm not going to ignore plot holes in the show that I like, and then emphasize the plot holes in the show that I don't like. It's like, well, okay, well, why don't we just talk about it and oh yeah, that was kind of fucked up, or that was stupid. Alright, so today I'm talking about the Orville, and this one, I should make some kind of thing where it's like, oh, this is a Orville review, and this one's a Star Trek Discovery review. So today is January 20th, 2018, here in Japan. Come by. And last night I made the video of my review of the Star Trek Discovery episode, the season premiere, which was good. There's good stuff. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Maybe it's a little bit better, but maybe 7 out of 10 is maybe 8 out of 10. Argument could be made for that. And we had an earthquake while I was filming, and everything started shaking and stuff. And I was like, oh, hopefully there's no earthquake tonight. So yeah, this week I think Star Trek Discovery was a better show this week. The Orville show was all right. It was good. I think maybe a 6 out of 10. A 7 out of 10 maybe. If it's a 7 out of 10, then Discovery's got to be an 8 out of 10. But the Discovery cinematography is, they're putting money into that, because that's like all CG and all this other stuff, and it's nice. So yeah, that starts off with that guest star dressed up as the double esophagus guy, and he gets in there all sweaty in sweatpants, and then the captain's wife, ex-wife, is like, hey, why don't you go change to your uniform? And then Seth MacFarlane's like, no, he's just chops her legs out from under her. I was like, man, that's kind of fucking, that's the officer told the other guy to go change clothes, and then he just undermines her. It's like, oh no, fuck, your idea. I thought that was kind of like, wow, that's a way to, make the bridge crew feel as understand the hierarchy and feel like, if they have a problem, they'll just jump over or skip over. Hey, Captain, is it cool if I do this? I thought that was kind of fucking crazy. But maybe they just didn't want to go change his clothes or something. I don't know. Maybe it was something to do with makeup or something. But yeah, that seemed kind of weird, out of place. And so the captain's spending time with the new stellar cartographer, whatever she was. And you know, the Seth MacFarlane acting, I just don't buy it. You know, I like him when he's doing his action stuff of like, you know, we got to go do this and stuff like that. But when he tries to do like the little smiley facey kind of like, hey, I like you. Do you like me? Yeah, it's cute and stuff, and you know, this is a spoof on Star Trek. But every time I see him do that kind of like hee, I am thinking he's gonna go into his Stewie voice. He's gonna you know, because when you see him on talk shows and stuff, that's how he gets people to like him, or that's what he does on the talk shows. Is like do Stewie, do this, and he'll just go through all the voices. So when I see him do that kind of stuff, I'm like, okay, it kind of draws me out of the moment there, and so he's like, oh, I'm gonna. I didn't review the earlier videos or the earlier episodes, but I think maybe in episode 2. He does a flyby or a drive. Well, yeah, I think they call it a flyby, where he takes a shuttlecraft out and flies by his ex-wife's room to see who her new boyfriend is, and that's super creepy. It's like, wow, that is really fucking weird. And you're the captain. All right. So like, okay. You know, it is a comedy, so I was like, okay. Yeah. So he and the cartographer lady, they're like, hey, let's go look at some stars and stuff. Okay. So they take off, and then Hug the Donkey, the pilot. He's like, oh, I want to get girls and stuff, so I want to be a captain. So he's like, he wants to join the command, the command training to become a captain, so he can maybe pick up girls or something. And that was some funny stuff. I really like the way they played with that. A lot of I think I like that actor, and the lines are cheesy, and his body language is good and stuff. And you get a sense that he's it's kind of real with him. Because he's not the captain. He's the helmsman and the pilot. And when you see Seth MacFarlane, the captain, you know, being all like cutesy, it's like, really, is that? So it just seems out of place when Seth does it. But yeah, they had a lot of fun with that. I like that. That was good. I thought a lot of his jokes were good. And so it turns out that the cartographer lady is a spy, and yeah, so they get captured by the Krill, and oh well, the captain does. He gets captured, and then but those Krill get their ass beat by some other like pig Vulcan things, and so they escape onto a planet, And it's like, oh, here's a planet. And then they kind of do the Deep Space Nine thing where you've got Odo and Quark trying to get the beacon up the mountain. It's like, oh, we got to get the beacon up the mountain to get, But she's got him at gunpoint, and then there's you got to trust me, I can do it. And we go get that, and he's kind of in love with, or he was in love with her when she was the human, and now she's the krill green lady, and so they sent off the beacon and the thing, and it's like, oh, okay, we got to get off this planet and get rescued before the pig Vulcan bad guys come and kill us. And she's pointing the gun. It's like, oh, and then they wrote it that, oh, the woman, she can't kill him. It's like, oh, it's only the captain can kill. So for some reason, the captain gets the gun and she starts shooting people. It's like, oh, okay, well, why didn't fucking just lady do it? Oh, fucking the captain does it. Alright, whatever. So yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. Also, it's like he was so like, oh, I'm gonna protect you. I'll take care of you. I'll do all this stuff, and yeah, it was just written that way. The writers wrote it that way. It's like, okay, that's the way it's written. I don't think it needed to be that way. I think it would have been more realistic if the krill lady started shooting people, but no, it was like, oh, give me the gun, I'll shoot him. I was like, okay, what the fuck. And then he's like, then they get rescued by the donkey, which is also so silly. So, Hug the Donkey, the pilot, he's like, I'm a pilot. Let me show you how to fly this thing. So he like flips it around and like drops the back and like lands like, maybe a foot away from them. It's like, oh, get on, and they just easily jump on the thing and then take off. It's like, wow, that's some good piloting. Which is amazing when you think about how difficult it was in the last episode where the captain was maybe 3 meters away from the ship, and that same pilot, couldn't move the ship over. Just like, oh, let's just move the ship over like 2 meters and then I can pick. Nope. It's like, oh, all of his excellent piloting skills, just like, oh, those skills aren't needed in this episode, or it will be more dramatic if we do it this way. It's like, yeah, okay. So it was really silly. So yeah, I was like, okay. And so now he's a good pilot, and now he can do this stuff. But just fucking in the last episode, he couldn't do it. So consistency. But it was fun. It was a good episode. I liked it. Except for the the lovey-dovey parts with the captain. I liked all the crew members and stuff, and then all their parts were pretty good. I did like when the captain, when he was doing, when he was like doing action stuff. I was like, okay, and it did kind of the editing was, I guess there wasn't a mid-range scene, because it went from like comedy, ha ha ha, that was kind of funny because you fucked up and and then it went back to like, give me the codes, and then it's like, okay, now we're all serious again, and then it would jump back to a comedy point and jump back, and I was like, it wasn't like comedy and then some kind of mellow area and then action, and so it just felt a little bit, but yeah, it was nice little story. Yeah, I'm hoping that. Yeah, I really like the pilot actor guy. Yeah, he's the last couple of episodes, he's gotten a lot of good lines in there, a lot of good jokes. In the last episode, he commented on how pretty the city that they were going to, and how it made him feel like trash, like white trash, or you know, he didn't say white trash, but like a hillbilly or something like that. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. So yeah, the Orville. This one, this week, episode 4, was okay. It was good. It was enjoyable. It was better than Indifference. It was maybe a 6 or a 7, but yeah, it did have the moments of like, oh, that was kind of weak, or that doesn't make sense. And Star Trek, the season premiere was also very good. The action sequences and stuff like that. There's a lot of eye candy in the Star Trek stuff. So yeah, and they're making a lot of things very vague, so it's really open-ended, and we don't really know how it's going to get resolved. So, but yeah, both good shows. Don't join the team and hate on the other show. It's like, oh, well, whatever this show does, it's the only one that's real. The other show is fucking shit. How about we watch both of them and go, oh, that was kind of, you don't have to, if they had a Transformer on there, then I'd be like, fucking game over. Whatever show gets Transformer on there, it's game over. Transformer wins. It's like, well, they both got robots on there. Yeah, that's true. I like the... okay, rambling time. I like in Star Trek where the Captain Pike was saying, okay, yeah, just forget your ranks. Just, sound off. Who are you? And they were like, oh, just saying their name and the name and the name and the name. And then that android robot-y deck crew member was like, Lieutenant Commander something. It's like, yeah, I just told you, don't say your name. It's like, oh, I'm just going to say my rank. Or don't say your rank. And they just went ahead and said their rank. I was like, okay. I thought that was kind of funny. They're both got their comedy stylings. I think you just have to understand the different types of comedy and how they're setting up the joke, and what they want to do with that, and so yeah, they're both pretty good, but this week Star Trek was better. I liked I just keep thinking of the Star Trek stuff because it's like, oh, that was kind of good. Like when uh, Michael, as a kid, put out her hand to shake Spock's hand, but he put out his hand and then shut the door in her face, and it's like, oh shit. It's like, all right, well, that's fucking, that's you're my sibling there, and yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, so yeah, I want to do these weekly videos and yeah, let's get caught up on more of my sci-fi stuff. All right, guys, talk to you guys later. Bye bye. Bye bye.